All right, today we're going to go way beyond just charts and indicators. We're diving deep into the psychology of trading. We're going to break down two very different, very powerful mindsets that, honestly, separate the consistently profitable traders from everyone else. So, let's get into it. I want you to start with this one simple question. Just think about it for a second. In this wild, chaotic jungle that we call the market, are you the hunter or are you the hunted? How you answer that pretty much sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. You see, when you boil it down, the market is really made up of two kinds of animals. On one side, you've got the sheep. They run on emotion, right? Fear, greed, that classic FOMO. They react to headlines, they follow the herd, and, well, they usually end up getting caught in the stampede. But then there's the wolf. The wolf is a different breed entirely. Patient, strategic, calm. The wolf doesn't run with the herd. It watches the herd. It waits for that perfect moment to make a move, and it often uses the crowd's panic as its biggest advantage.
Now, if you want to develop that wolf mindset, you first have to really, truly understand the sheep's fatal flaw. It's this self-destructive loop that traps so many traders. It has a name. It's called the Krypton Cycle.
So what on earth is the Krypton Cycle? Well, think about Superman, right? Kryptonite is the one thing that just drains all his power. This cycle does the exact same thing to a trader. It's that horrible habit of forcing a strategy where it just doesn't belong. You're trying to hammer a square peg into a round hole, and all it does is drain your account and your confidence.
And I'm guessing these mistakes look kind of familiar. You know, trying to trade breakouts when the entire market is in a downtrend, that's the Krypton cycle. Trying to scalp a little range when there's a super strong trend pushing against you. Yep, that's the cycle too. Or how about getting super aggressive and getting chopped to pieces during those dead, low-volume summer days? You guessed it. Every single one is you weakening your own strategy by using it in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, so if the sheep is trapped in that nasty cycle, where does the wolf hang out? Well, the wolf plays on a completely different field. The wolf is always on the hunt for what we call liquidation traps. These are those perfect moments where the herd's panic selling or their euphoric buying creates a massive overreaction. And that, right there, is the perfect entry for a trader who's calm and strategic. This chart right here, this visualizes the wolf's entire world. See that massive 90% slice? That's the gray zone. It's just noise, it's chop, it's unpredictable chaos. And this is where the sheep live, getting worn down day after day. The wolf ignores all of that. They sit on their hands, waiting patiently for that tiny little 10% slice, the execution window. That's where the opportunity is clear and the odds are finally stacked in their favor. And that really is the secret sauce. Patience. Overtrading, constantly feeling like you have to be in a position, that's how you get chopped up in that 90% gray zone. The wolf's greatest skill isn't some fancy indicator. It's the ironclad discipline to do absolutely nothing until that 10% window finally opens up.
So this all leads to a pretty important question. How do you build that kind of discipline? It's not magic. It starts with a simple but incredibly powerful personal rule. We call it the one trade a day rule. Now, before you jump on me, this is not some rigid, unbreakable law. It's a mental framework. It's about completely shifting your focus from quantity to quality. It forces you, it trains you to be incredibly selective because you know you've only got one bullet in the chamber for the day. You have to wait for that absolute A+ setup. It's all about precision over action.
And the benefits of this are just profound. First, as you see here, it kills those emotional spirals. No more revenge trading after loss. You take your shot, win or lose, and you're done. Move on. Second, it forces you to find only the best setups. You literally can't afford to waste your one trade on some mediocre idea. And finally, and this is the big one, it builds the single most important muscle for a trader, true, unshakable discipline. So let's put it all together. We've looked at the sheep's flaw, right? The Krypton cycle. We've seen the wolf's hunting ground, that little 10% window, and we've learned the wolf's code of conduct, the one trade a day rule. So now, let's talk about what it really means to ascend, to finally adopt the wolf mindset. And here it is. This is the heart of it all. The wolf mindset isn't about having a crystal ball. It's about the art of anticipating human behavior. It's about seeing the herd's panic, their fear, their greed, not as a threat, but as an opportunity. You use their emotional outbursts as the liquidity you need to execute your own calm, rational, well-planned trades. You become the calm in their storm.
Which leaves us with just one final thought. The next time you're watching the screens and you see the market making a big move, the herd stampeding in one direction,
You have a choice. You can join the chaos, or you can step back, observe, and wait for your moment. The herd is moving. What will you do?